Hi. Hello, guys. This is Brandi Denise, comedian, Brandi Denise, actress, Brandi Denise, writer, Brandi Denise. I wanted to start a podcast because I felt like y'all couldn't get enough of me. So this is what I'm doing. This is the first one. It is titled "I'm Not Crazy." It spawns from a one-woman show that I produced in Chicago called "I'm Not Crazy. I Just Love Hard." It was 90 minutes of comedy, act outs, parodies, monologues. Like it was just amazing. And so I wanted to just like basically elaborate more on my brand and share it with the people. And it's all about like how people think that you're crazy, but sometimes, emotions just take over. Sometimes love and passion leads to fits of rage and restraining orders and all that fun shit. And so today I have my very first guest. He is a very great friend of mine. Like this guy is great. Like when I tell you, when you meet people who just glow and just pour into you, Barry Brewer is one. He's a fantastic, amazing comedian, also an actor as well on the show.
Thank you, beautiful.
Be on BET show.
Oh yes.
Let me do your like. Talk to me. Talk to
What's
me.
up, girl? How you doing? Just talk to me. I
Talk
didn't
to
know
me,
when you want to
Barry.
be. This is
Talk.
our first time.
Yeah, talk to
I'm
me.
so grateful to just first of all be your first guest. I'm honored. You're an amazing
Thank you.
comedian and
I
young
paid him
lady.
to say that.
No, she did not. No, you do. Like you said, you meet good people, and I don't take that for granted. Some people are just good people, and it's not about their talent or their status or what they bring, in that regard, but just somebody that you could always be friends with and you could talk
Right.
to and you could talk about life that happens. So yeah, I'm honored to be your first guest too, and
Thank
thank you
you.
for having
I'm
me.
so happy that you made it because when you called me at like 10:45, I
You
was
got
like,
scared
please don't cancel, please
because
don't
comics
cancel.
always
I still
cancel.
have to pay.
I know.
Like no,
No,
because
I know how that does.
and I just like literally
And it was good that you expressed that to people too.
no, and I told you that too because I mean, my money's important to me,
It
and
should be.
and also I wanted to like book people who I felt like were like not just friends of mine, but people who I
You
know
could
like
depend
they
on. Yeah,
dependable
dependable.
people,
Yes.
and that's why I was like. This is the week. Let me know when you're available. And like
And then we'll
literally,
work
I
from there.
followed up and I followed up and I was just like, all right, just checking.
No, you
Cause
did great. And yes, and I'm a thorough person in that regard. I just always try to even call people back, that I don't want to talk to. So that's something I practiced since I moved out here. Because it's like, oh, when you make it. So I literally plan on, like, as I get, it's happening too, but as I get
I know
more,
it's happening.
yeah, it
Let's
is
talk about
happening.
it.
It's overwhelming.
So Barry's on a TV show on BT, and like Barry's already a handsome, attractive man, but it's
Thank
something
you. I
about
never heard you say that, first of
it's
all. You
some
find
no.
out things
I
that
like I told my girlfriend I was like Barry's on the show. I was like he's so cute. I like went to your page
I
and like
never
showed her the
heard
thing.
this
She
from
was like, oh,
you.
he has a baby face. I'm like, yeah. So it's like, and then when you see him on TV, it's like, damn. Okay, I was right. It's just like it's like even more like bigger that way.
Yeah,
Like
you would tell me this in a camera and a microphone. Like I've seen her a billion times. I would never thought she would think I was attractive. Now I'm so attractive in this moment. After this is over, like okay, Barry, bye. Let's try to give her a kiss earlier. It's not working out. So anyway, thank you so much. Yeah, the BET show is such a dope experience and a blessing. Games people play. It was really dope. Just even getting to that point was pretty dope to get there. Just how my journey to that point. But yeah, it's a dope show, man. I'm glad people like it. It's good to be a part of something that's dope. You
and
know what I'm
you're and
saying?
you're in like a lot of episodes.
I
So
am.
like he downplayed the fuck out of it at
I'm
first.
not
And I'm like,
downplaying it.
well, I mean, when you first, but you're like, oh, I got a recurring. You ain't say you was like in more than half of the season.
They was writing as we went though.
Okay,
You know what
okay.
I'm saying? Like they didn't have all the episodes written and then we just went and did it. They literally, which I thought was pretty dope. They kind of was letting it kind of evolve and kind of as they were filming it, writing episodes like that. So you kind of don't know until the episode comes out.
See, that's very different. But let me tell you guys a fun story about it. So I had went to Barry's house the morning that I went to Barry's house that morning and did an audition for a movie that like Queen Latifah was doing on something. I didn't get it, but later that
We was doing
afternoon,
what you call it, a self tape. We was doing
yeah, a
self tape.
self tape.
You ain't like you
And
was auditioning at my
no,
house.
no, yeah, right. It was what
The
was it?
queen was there. They was just
They
because
was
they
at
thought
his
his house
house
would
and
be
he
a good
had a
location.
barbecue. I was invited
Right.
to the cookout. So him and his wife not so much his wife, but she was definitely like assisting us as well. Like Barry's a musical talent, so
Oh, thank
I
you.
had to sing, and I thought like Barry would be great to help me with the self tape. But later that day, I went and did a self tape for Power, which I ended up booking a recurring. And I think
Yes.
that you had that. I think you had your audition for Games People Play the day after I had mine, the day
Yes.
after I did my self tape. So it's so crazy because when I booked Power, I called him and I was like, "Oh my god, I booked Power." He was like, "Oh my god, I booked BET Games People Play." So it was crazy how all that went down because it was just like within the same week, like we were working on things together and both of us booked some shit.
That's a
So
blessing. Yeah. And it's really a blessing to have people that really wants to see you win and really are excited about you. You know, even if one of us didn't like to be genuinely happy and feeling like we won. Like when you say that, like I'm so excited for you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like the people I'm in class with and just in my circle, like I feel like I'm winning when they are winning. Like I
yeah,
genuinely feel like that. Like I feel like I'm moving closer to my goal when I see them get
right.
something. I'm like, oh yes,
Oh, we
you know,
getting there. We getting
we
there.
getting there. You know, I just feel like it should be that type of family and that type of world. And so, anyway, yeah, I'm very excited for you. I can't wait for the world to see it.
Oh man,
I can't wait to see it. Like I wish I could see
I
it.
can wait to see it.
You can wait to see it,
You see how ratchet I look right now? That's how I look on TV. So
but you're
it's gonna be.
acting.
It's good.
You don't
Yeah,
look
it's like oh my
ratchet.
god. I
You
just left the gym, y'all. I've been like fake working out, so bitch trying to be fine.
exactly. You're still
Trying to glow up.
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
We
just
look
like
at our faces more than everybody else, so we see all the things that we don't
I'm like,
like.
oh my god.
Nobody else sees that.
I know.
So you're very pretty.
Thank you.
Yes, it's true.
This is our self-esteem segment of the show.
Hey, we all were always about building that. So this show is called
I'm not crazy.
I'm Not Crazy.
Dot dot dot. Cliffhanger. Cliffhanger.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah. So my favorite thing is like relationships, even with it's like a relationship with a person, a relationship with a family. It's just like the connections that you have with people. And like my super favorite thing is like, shows like Snapped and
Oh
like
my God.
Widow
That's a dark
Wives Who Go
show.
Crazy. It's just like I love things like that because it's just like, oh my God, like I thought I was crazy. These women are like really crazy. And so I was like, I should have a podcast about things that I'm interested in. And like I'm interested in like just like love relationship type stories. And so I'm gonna invite each guest on, like you are here today, and we're gonna just like dig into like a story from the past, decades,
Nothing you can go to court
yeah,
about that the time has
galaxies.
passed.
Yeah, right. What's the
What they
thing? What do
call
they
when the
call?
time passed?
Statue of limitations, right?
Yes.
That should be the
Good
name of the
looking.
show. Statue of limitations.
That would
So
be
I
funny.
actually maybe
Or no, or
maybe
keep what you said like I'm not crazy.
dot statue
Statue
of
of limitations.
limitations.
I will share it with you now.
Oh my God, that is amazing. Yeah, so just getting into stories like these and just seeing how far you've come, how far you've grown. Are you like do you still have a restraining order? Like, things just like, like the
Have you
things that
learned from
happen.
your
Have you learned from
situation?
your mistake? Or are you
Right.
still body slamming people? Like what's
Right.
going on? Like I
Yeah.
want to know. So tell me, so right now let's just start.
Okay.
Barry's married.
Yes.
So
My
we're gonna
second marriage.
second marriage. Oh, I
As
didn't
young as I
like,
am.
what? I knew that, but I think it was like tucked away in the back of my mind. I thought maybe you just had a long-term girlfriend and then bam, your wife.
Yeah. I was married twice. I was in three, I think in my adult life, in three serious relationships. Obviously I had a lot of relationships in between that, but like the long ones, that was years.
I don't even know what that means.
No.
Years? Oof.
Yeah, sometimes and it's funny how people say it always look greener on the other side. Like you're like, oh, I'd rather have somebody and have built something, and then other people like, yeah, I'd rather have my fun. It's kind of on, I guess, the side I would be on. But they're all been very great learning experiences. A story that I'm not crazy. I'm going to pull back from my ex-wife.
Okay.
My first wife, who's still we're really good friends. So
Yeah,
I can
because you
share this
guys
story.
you guys are close. You have a kid together, right?
That's my ex girlfriend.
Okay.
Who has my baby son with me, and my first wife. We have children that we raised together, my twins. But her and I was broken up, and I was talking to my new.
How long had y'all been broken up?
We have been broken up probably a year or two.
Oh wow.
No, probably like a year and a half too.
Okay.
For sure. And she just was telling me. So mind you, I'm in another relationship though, and she knows it. And I have the kids this night.
How long
So,
had you guys been together at this point?
we have been together for like 6, 7 years.
Okay,
Married
so it
for
had
like
been some
5.
time. Oh,
Yeah, we had like, cause I got married when I was 21 to her.
okay.
So I was super young. So this
I
scenario
always
happens
feel
like,
like women who get men to marry them when they're super young have like the best pussy because I just be like,
oh
God
no.
damn, like I know. Okay, this is
She was
not
5 years older than me
okay.
too.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, she
Yeah,
was using
it
that
was
experience.
good
She
though.
was using that experience. That's how it goes.
Yeah, she could cook too. She was throwing down,
Yeah.
boy. She got. We was friends. We was good friends, great friends. But she was a good friend. We had chemistry. We was good people. So anyway, we're not together at this point. Um, she's saying she's not with nobody. So I don't know if her reason was saying that to just always make me feel like I could come back if I wanted to. I don't know. Anyway, long story short, something gave me this feeling she had somebody in her house. Now I shouldn't care, right? I shouldn't care at this point,
I
right?
love this feeling. Did you do some research or
I
did you
didn't
just
do.
wake
I
up?
just felt like how you can call somebody and they real short with you and they're not usually short
Yeah.
with you.
Mm-hmm.
So you like
Say my name. Say my name. You like.
because you always want to talk to me. So now that you short with me, like what's cool? It's kind of like suspect. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I got the kids. So they stay between her and I, but they were with me. So my girl is there, and I guess it's funny when you break up with people because low key you don't want to be with them, but you don't want nobody else to be with them either. That's just so
Right.
selfish. You're like you
Right.
can't be with nobody else because I might want to get back with you. I guess I don't know how stupid that is, but I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, long story short, I
No,
go
don't make it short.
no, long story long.
Right.
I'm calling like you good? Yes, I'm just tired. I'm so
And
tired.
it's like 4:30 p.m.
Yeah, it's like 11:30.
at night.
Right. So it is
Okay.
like
It's
time to
still
go to
early. Oh,
bed for
yeah.
sure. But
Hmm.
I'm like, you're never like this. You never not want to talk. So I was like, all right, cool, bye. All right, talk to you later. Cool. I get in the car.
Now let me ask you. She knows you have a girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's how I was able to leave because my girlfriend's watching my kids at the time. Mind you, my girlfriend doesn't know this story, so this would be her first time hearing it if she watched
Okay.
this online.
Yeah.
Um, well, she's not my girlfriend; she's my
Yeah.
ex
Yeah.
now.
Right.
But she doesn't know the story. I come back with cuts on my arm. I'll tell you how I get to that. So um, so I could leave the house. I get in the car. I'm like, whatever run I think I said I was gonna make, I'm going to the store. I literally went to the store, but that wasn't all I did.
So you could have a receipt. I know how y'all
Yeah,
do.
no, I just I actually try not to lie. So I try to if I'm gonna do something, I try to tell the truth, but just not all of it. so,
Right.
so I'm not literally lying, but I'm not being completely honest.
Okay.
So I did go to the store. So I didn't lie. I did go to the
You
store
went to
like I
the
said I
store.
did. But I actually made a stop afterwards. So I went over her house and she not answering the door. Right? I knock on the door. Ain't nobody come to the door. I just got a phone. You ain't sleep like that, right?
Right.
So I am like getting mad. Like I know she's in there, but she's not answering the door.
Do you know how wild this sounds? You left your kids with your girlfriend to go to your
I'm
ex-wife's
you.
house to.
This is
Okay.
crazy story.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I have the marks to prove it. Like this. You see these keloids?
Yes.
This is from me. So I'm gonna tell you a story right here. Do you see that?
Yeah.
All of this is from that. So
You at the door. You mad?
I'm young too. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
were saying that like emotions, when you're young, you're not mature. So you're not even really rationalizing or processing your feelings. Because if I would have processed it, I'm like, man, I'm not with her. I moved on. So whatever she's doing, whether she wants to share it with me or not, it's her business. I can say that now as a mature man. But at this moment, I'm just feeling some type of way because she's being dishonest with me. She is being dishonest with me, but she don't. It's not. She
You
don't have.
being dishonest with the girlfriend too, but continue.
Yeah, because I am. Well, I'm
Yeah.
not being dishonest at that point until I come back and I don't share what happened.
Okay.
Right. So anyway, she not let me in, so I punched the window. I punch a
With
hole in the window.
with your bare
And with
hands.
my bare arm, this is why I got cut up. Cause
Oh my
I bust the
God.
window, and I go through her room window because
Wait
she's
a
renting a
minute. So you
house.
turned into the Hulk?
Yeah,
Let
oh,
me ask you
that's
though. Did it hurt? Were you bleeding?
not. I
Did you
was
not?
bleeding.
Did you
Don't
not
you see
feel?
these cuts?
Those
Look
are
how bad
those
these
are
are.
deep. Like
This
those
is
are. You
bad.
probably saw like the white meat.
I should have had stitches, but it
It
just
looks
healed
like
like
you
this.
did have stitches.
Yeah, because I'm going, and it, when you're mad or you're bothered or whatever, you're not even like conscious of
You
that
didn't feel
moment.
it.
No, not at all. Like
Okay.
I'm thinking I'm good, right? So I get in, she's in there with this dude
And where?
in the front room. I don't know if they migrated from the room once I bust the window.
Yeah.
So it's this big dude, because she was like, a thick girl, but she got some big 6'4" heavy set guy, big just truck driver looking
Oh my
guy.
God. And you don't bust in the window.
And I'm mad. I don't got no care. Like who it is. Like
Right,
whatever.
right,
Like
right,
I don't
right.
even know why I'm fighting. I don't even that's none of this is rational. And that like after the same day, I'm like, what was I thinking? Like I'm so mad at myself. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like
Right.
cause I was apologizing to it. Cause I'm like, I don't even know what got into me. But
Right.
you know, I guess reality is you don't know how much you're over a person until they're with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And identify how you feel. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's good to say, okay, I'm done with you and move on, and they don't get with nobody. Like you really don't know until you start seeing them with somebody that you feel
Mm-hmm.
something about them or for them. So anyway, long story short, I bust in the window. Nobody's in the room. I go into the through the little hallway and I come to the front room and I see them standing up. She's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "So you asleep? You asleep, huh? So you asleep?"
Right, right. Like you just got I just wanted to answer.
So I'm like, "Hey, who are you?" I'm talking to dude. The dude like he's way more intimidating physically than I am, but I'm Hawk mode.
That's how it
I'm in
goes.
Hawk mode. So he's like scared. I can see it in his eyes.
Right. You
He
just bust the window and climbed
he's
in it.
like, and I'm assuming he thinks she's what she is, like single, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, he don't
You and
know
then you like, I'm her husband. You
because we still weren't legally divorced yet,
hmm
but we were going through the process. So I can't believe I'm telling this story on like this is crazy. I've never told this
I
story, by
love
the way.
it. Thank
My
you.
fans are gonna be like, Nick, right?
Motivational Mondays. Don't do
Right.
this.
And you know what? I'm grateful for this. And just a sidebar to be able to show people like
The growth.
because I do
We're gonna do
motivational.
that at the end, like
Okay,
what
yeah,
you.
yeah, because people think you so positive and so forth that you don't
Mhm.
have. There's layers to people. Everybody
Mhm.
has layers. So even the best people, you know what I'm saying, and it just show where you grow, how you grew. Like
Mhm.
even as a man now, we still make mistakes. I just try to think through
Mhm.
my decisions so that I'm not making these same crazy mistakes.
Mhm.
And so anyway, I get in there. Back to the story. I get in there. I see the fear in the dude's eye because I'm ready to like go in on him.
Right.
Right? He don't know nothing. This as
Mhm.
I talk about it, and I'm like, what was I thinking? So he's just like, bro, I didn't know what she said. Woo, woo. She like, I am. I'm like, no, you not. You still going through it. Just, I think my anger was her lying. I
mhm.
think I wouldn't even ever came over if she said she had somebody. So I don't know if I was just so mad that she felt like
The
she had to.
trust was broken.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that was what it was. And so anyway, he leaves. He's like, man, I don't got nothing to do with it, bro. Like, I just like because of how timid he was about it, like he
Mhm.
wasn't like aggressive. It
Mhm.
made me kind of calm down,
Okay.
right? Because he didn't get aggressive with
Right.
me.
Right.
He was
Right.
just like kind of scared,
Right.
and so I'm not like a evil dude. Like I'm just going to impose. Like when you like from like it makes you like, oh okay, no,
Right.
I'm not that mean. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it made me calm down. Like all right, bro, my bad. Okay. He's like, I'm gonna leave. I'm like, okay, bro. You know, and then she's arguing. You know, she's
Mhm.
like she kind of like mad, scared too. Like
Mhm.
because I'm like
She.
I've
Yeah.
never did this. We've been married all this time, known each other all this time. She's never seen me
The
like
true
that.
colors.
Like she know I have a temper, but she never seen it herself because she's really
Well, I
nice
hope she
girl.
hasn't just seen you breaking glasses in the duration of
No,
your marriage.
but as a man, she's seen me get into altercations with other men. I'm from
Mhm.
Chicago, so she's
Right.
seen me get mad, but not with her because
Mhm. Okay. Yeah.
we've never had. She's a really sweet person, so we've really never had any real issues. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Because I think our personalities kind of mesh. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I'm more of an assertive person. She's like, okay. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we never really had these moments. So anyway, yeah, I leave. However, I don't even remember what our conversation was. But after the guy leaves, I'm kind of like, all right, cool, whatever. And then I leave, and then that's why I see all of these cuts on my arm, and I'm bleeding like
And
a
it's
lot.
crazy because while you're raving, they're looking at the blood dripping. Like,
Like this dude is crazy. Like I can imagine, like I would look at somebody like, oh, this dude has no fear of nothing. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what I said. I remember coming. I remember just really being disappointed in myself, sitting in the car, like kind of like emotional, a little teary, a little crying because of what I just did.
You were upset because of what you did, not because of her lying.
I think I was upset that I allowed myself to get that mad, and I'm looking at myself
That's
bleeding.
a very mature thing to feel at that age.
Yeah, I often felt that because I was just, but I felt bad that I allowed myself to get that mad,
Mhm.
and then I bust her window. You know what I mean? This
Mhm.
man looking at me like, dude, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like mad, and I guess after I sat in my car, it just like, bro, like you was out of pocket, like you didn't have
Mhm.
any right, regardless if she lied to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of cried, like real talk, like I was just
Okay.
really sad. because my kids at home, I'm not spending no time with them. I'm mad in this moment, and I didn't made a fool of myself. I got all these scars that I will never get. You see how big
Right.
these
That
are?
is big.
This is crazy. Like
Like, so with the scars, I'm sure people see it or have seen it. And, like, what is your cover up story? Because I know you don't be like, oh, yeah, I like bust my ex wife's window.
I
And
don't tell them this full story,
okay.
but I have shared the story that it came from me busting a window.
Okay, cool.
I'll say I bust a window. I was mad
Because
and I
I had
bust
to
a
say,
window. I
okay, I
don't
had,
tell them the other
right.
part of the story.
It
I
was
just
a
give them a
fire. I
piece.
had to bust a window. You know, like you make
I
yourself.
had to go save my dog.
Right, you make yourself sound like a hero in the story. Like every
Right.
time it's a new
I had to
thing.
save the
Well,
dog.
it was this cancer patient inside of this warehouse. And,
They like, oh, you're such a brave man.
right,
Like,
right,
thank you, thank you.
right. But so tell me when you got in the car, you dealt with your emotions, and you go back to the house, and you're like cut to the white meat. You're
Right.
bleeding. You
Yes.
clearly need stitches, and your girlfriend's like, "That was a long store trip. What's up?" Like,
I don't. That's the thing. I don't recall what I said. I'm sure I didn't tell her. I'm 1,000% sure I didn't.
how
tell
did you
her.
cover up the blood?
I must have tended to it before I got there, or like
Okay.
hid it, or went straight to the, because she could have been asleep because it was late.
Okay,
It's
okay.
late at this point, so she's not checking for me or nothing. Like, oh, I'm waiting up for me or anything. So I'm sure I had a chance to go in and just kind of clean up. And yeah, I don't even know how I would have made it up because I go hoop a lot. So I'm sure I probably said something like, "Oh, I scraped my arm hooping another day." When she finally saw it at some point, I'm sure she saw it. But yeah, I can't. It's been a long, long time because that's 2 relationships ago.
That is a wild. That's like so like what did you like ultimately I guess take away from that experience? And if you could redo it,
Oh my God.
would you still would you undo it?
Oh man, very
Or
much
would
so.
you so you don't feel like it was enough learning for you to be like, no, I would do it again just to,
No.
okay.
I would.
You should know some people be like, I wouldn't change the past because it makes me me. And
I mean, that may be a truth. I don't disagree with that because you do learn through your mistakes. That's true. I'm more, you have 2 different type of people in the world, in my opinion. The people that you could tell, hey man, that's hot, don't touch it. They're like, oh, okay, cool, I believe you. Then you got other person like, oh, I need to see it for myself. You know what I mean? I'm more a person like, I trust you. If you say, hey man, I went there and that's hot, you know what I mean? I would rather just have known that and not went through that situation because I think that would have taught me some other things down the line. And it's just really just processing your emotions before you make a decision or act or respond to something to really sit and really think about it. And I think you would make a lot. I think most bad decisions are made in impulse and in motion and
I'm
feeling.
the queen of impulse.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You
What?
probably make
Like
all-
that's one of the things that I'm like learning now is just like just sit. Just sit in your
Yes.
silence and like sometimes, I used to try to put a time limit on like I'm gonna just sit and think for 30 minutes. But now sometimes it's like 2 or 3 days and it's like literally time answers your questions.
For
Like
sure.
it literally does. You just have to have patience and you
Yes.
can't be living in impulse. But like so your relationship with her, it's good now. But
Oh,
like
it's
how
great.
long did it take to get back good? Because I feel like there was probably definitely like a little bit of tension
It was
after
some
that.
months for sure.
Okay.
It was some months.
Did her and
I
the guy
think I don't think they ever
he
talked.
he never called again.
I don't think anything ever happened because I think I asked because I think she forgave me quickly because I think a part of her, and I know I'm speaking about because people that know us right know. I think a part of her still wanted to be with me. So I
Okay.
think it was crazy to her, but it did show her like, oh wow, he does love me. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
man.
So I think sometimes women and men we kind of go through that stage that even though people crazy when they show you that if you still want them or you still care for them, low key we be like it's more of like, oh, I'm glad to see that a little bit, not other than minus I hope I could see it. I wish I could see it in a different way, but so I think she's a little more open to forgive me.
Okay.
And just wasn't like so blown away, like, oh, you're so trifling
Right.
of a person because I think she knew I was a good person. Obviously,
Okay.
I just had a moment.
And you are.
Oh,
So that
thank
was
you.
good that you grew from that. I wasn't sure how I was gonna go about this, but I guess since it is my podcast, I also will share a story.
Yes, you should
Let's
share
see.
it.
I was 19. I was in college. I went to FAMU. I was dating a guy. His name isn't important because he isn't.
Oh
So
no.
we, it was Valentine's Day, and he was like legit my boyfriend. It wasn't like some piece of ass. He was my boyfriend.
Right.
And I remember he gave me like a shitty ass Valentine's Day gift. He gave me like a push pop and a card, and it was just like really
A push
shitty.
pop,
He
like
gave me
the with the
the
ice cream.
candy, no, like the candy, the push pop, because that was one of my favorite candies. He gave me like some push pops and a card or something, and like I remember being upstairs and just being like, just really thinking like this is really shitty. Like this should be better. And then he just like like this is really shitty. This should be better. I don't know a lot about love, but I think this should be better than
But
what
I
this
know
is
I'm
right
sure
now.
it's not a
Yeah.
push pop in a
I
car.
know. And so like he didn't I think I just kind of like was pushing like what's going on? Like why is
Right.
this the way it is?
Right.
And like he dead ass like just turned around and belted to me. I'm still in love with my ex. Like dead ass.
What? After you went and addressed the gift?
Yeah, and I was just like, "What's going on here? Like, what are we doing?" And he like told me he was still in love with his ex, and then like tried to take his phone to go call her to profess his love
In
on
that
Valentine's Day that night. And he had a fucking a razor phone.
Uh huh.
I
I
took
remember those.
I took his phone. I took his phone.
Right then.
I took his phone and I broke it in half, like kung fu. Like I took it over my knee and was like, "Hey, yeah, call that bitch now." Like I was like, "You're not gonna call this bitch on Valentine's Day. She lived 3 hours away to profess your fucking love. What the fuck am I here for? What the hell? Send these bitches these push pops. Like no, fuck you and her." I took his razor phone and I fucking broke it in half, and then I ran out his apartment at speed lightning because I've been working out and I've been running. And I like ran like it's just funny to me that I'm just like super small and like 5'2". I'm just like I just like break his phone and like run out of his apartment. Like you'll never catch me now.
You'll never catch me now.
And so I go downstairs and I get in my Nissan Sentra. I had a 1999 Nissan Sentra. I go get in my Nissan Sentra and like dead ass. He like runs out and was like, "You broke my phone. You gotta give me a new phone." And I'm like, "Fuck you! Tell that bitch to get you a new phone." I'm just like in the apartment complex yelling. We're yelling
Like
back
at the
and forth.
top of your line.
Yeah, like fuck you. You told. He was like, I remember this line. He was literally standing in front. I done backed out of the parking space. I'm facing the exit. I'm about to leave. He's standing in front of my car, and he yells, "You broke my phone!" And I looked out my window, and I was like, "Nigga, you broke my heart!" Like I yelled this at him, right?
We're not even yet. I have more things to break.
I yelled this at him, and then he like he was like, "You need to pay for my phone," just like in front of my car. "You need to pay for my phone. Or give me your phone. Give me your." And he wouldn't move, and I was like, "You really need to move." And he was like, "I'm not moving," and I was like, "Oh, you need to move. Like fuck you. You need to move."
Your life
And he
is in
just like
danger.
wouldn't move, and then like I just kind of like hit the gas a little bit. Like it wasn't a lot of it. It wasn't like I didn't hit him. I didn't run him over. But like he definitely fell on my hood because I like how you go like you go like that
Oh, you like pressed it.
I pressed it and then it stopped. But like yeah, he fell on my hood. It was like you just hit me with your car. I was like you broke my heart. Like I just kept yelling, "You broke my heart," and like it was crazy. And so like
You're crazy.
I was 19. I'm so recovered.
You're
And the
so
crazy
recovered.
part about it is like I think it's just okay. So I'll tell you this. So he called my mother and told my mom that I broke his phone in half. Is it like back then? Razors was like $500.
Yeah, they were expensive. I remember.
And I had to pay him. I literally
Your
had
mother
to.
made you.
Yeah, like my mom was like, "You need to pay him, or he's gonna like tell the college, or like I don't know." They were all about like reporting you to the college and like having judicial shit at school, and so yeah, I had to give him like I think it was $150 for his insurance claim, and I had to pay for it. And
Wow.
you think that stopped me from breaking niggas shit? Absolutely fucking not.
No,
But
$150 ain't that much.
no, it's not. I need like at
I'm
least
gonna
12. I need like
continue.
$1,200 worth of damage before I be like, maybe I shouldn't break this.
And maybe I'll think next time.
Right. But like, no, I think like in that situation, like looking back, I didn't even. It was just like my first college relationship. I didn't know how to control. I didn't even like him that much. I was definitely like talking to other guys. I remember I had made out with another guy and like he found out about it and he was like in my dorm room crying and I didn't even know how to like deal like my parents were in the military and I don't see men cry. And so
Wait. This is after you all broke up?
this was before when we were dating.
Okay.
And he had found out I kissed a guy at a party, and I remember he like came into my dorm room and was like, "I heard you kiss so and so," and he's just like, "I was just so hurt," and I remember him crying, and I just like had a date downstairs waiting on me to pick me up, and
Oh my
I just
God.
didn't know how to process what he was saying, and I was just like, "I don't know, I'm really sorry, but I gotta go," and I just like left him in my room,
You're terrible. And then he
like.
broke your heart.
Yeah, I
And you're
was
dating
like,
all these guys.
yeah, cause
That's
like I
crazy.
didn't know
Women are so
what a
crazy like
relationship
that.
was. I was just like, I do what I want. I talk to who I want to talk to, and you just better respect me, and I better be the only one you talking to, and
You're
stop. And so like I didn't understand. But I mean, also I was 19, he was 20. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing,
I
you
agree.
know.
I
And it was like his
understand.
high school sweetheart, and he was like so in love with
Oh
her,
my
and it
God.
was
I
just
was in
like,
love with my high school sweetheart. I told my wife that. My first wife. It's like I think I'm still in love with my girlfriend who I dated in high school. And now I'm like, why would I tell her that? That was so mean to say. And
it
I was
was,
just trying to
and she
be
still
honest.
married you.
Huh? No, this was after we were
Oh
married.
my god.
Yeah, I don't know if yeah, I was in love with her or I'm still in love with her, something for sure. Um, but yeah, that was just that petty love that you just because me and her never had any like intercourse or anything like that. My first girlfriend, and so yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I was just young, married. I'm with, I got a family now, and I'm
you,
like, I'm like, I got
you
married
thinking
like
about the high school
yeah, and
day?
I'm kind of like I'm young, 21, 22 in LA married. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be an
Ooh, you were
entertainer.
in
I
LA.
moved to LA when I was 21 and I got married after that. Me and her was dating, yeah, after.
Okay, so she moved out here with you.
Like after, yeah, I stayed out here a while and
Okay.
then went back and we got married there because I was all about not shacking. I grew up in church, like holiness church, so I'm trying to do right. Um, and I'm still in church, but yeah, I don't really wholeheartedly agree with that personally. But yeah, man, just trying to do things right and what I thought was right, and so yeah, man, I got married. So I just was young and I
That's
was
really what it
immature.
is.
Yeah, I was definitely young. Oh, I tell her all the time. Like if I was more mature, I don't know, things would definitely been different. But you're young, you don't know what life is. I've been on my own, but I wasn't like mature in relationships. I hadn't been in any real relationships. She was my first real relationship like that, and I'm trying to make it in this entertainment industry. And I'm in
Right.
LA where
The
all the women
pressure.
are, and I'm young, and I'm with other young comedians. They're like, "Hey, yeah, I'm about to go to this girl house. I'm about to go to this girl house." I was like, "Yeah, I gotta go home. My kids, I gotta take them to school in the morning." And yeah, my
I'm
wife got
32, and that's foreign to me. I'm
yeah.
looking forward to
Imagine a
it though.
21-year-old doing that. I'm
Oh my
22 years old
god.
doing that.
Yeah.
22.
Yeah. Same.
22. But it wasn't that far fetched because I was helping raise my brothers or
Right.
take care of my brothers. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm just such a kid. I was always on my
The
own and
mature
providing for
one.
myself. Yeah, yeah. So it wasn't too far fetched. And then when I did get divorced and was by myself, I didn't know how to act. I need somebody. I need somebody.
You
I'm like
need
a relationship dude.
somebody.
Like I ain't nobody cooking for me. I don't cook food. I don't like that. I want to eat out every night.
I think the thing too with me and old boy from FAMU, I want to say I don't know. We used to say we loved each other, but I like when I think about the very very few men that I've loved, he definitely wasn't one of them. I don't even remember how long we dated. Like I don't know. I was just karate chopping niggas' cell phones in half. Like how dare you disrespect me on Valentine's Day? Like like moments like that are important to me. Like this is a
That
time for you
character
to
is
cherish
hilarious.
me and love me. What are you talking about? You love this other bitch? I'll kill you. So like it's just I didn't love him. I don't.
That's because you now know what love is.
I now know what love is, but also it's so crazy because you look back and I'd be like, oh my God. Like I'm just so happy that God is like help me dodge all these bullets because I'd be looking back like, boy, I would never post you nowhere. You couldn't
He
ever
was ugly
been.
or something.
Yeah, he's ugly. I hate to use that word. He's not ugly. Ugly is such an ugly word. He's unattractive. He's not attractive to me anymore. Even back then, he
That's
shouldn't have
better.
been.
That is a better way to say it.
Yeah,
He's
he's
not attractive to me,
to me.
right? Because beauty is in the eye of the beholder for sure.
I really don't know what I saw. I don't even remember conversations we had. It's just
Maybe
like
it was how you
crazy.
saw it. Maybe you had low self esteem about yourself.
I don't know. I think I was just
Or yeah,
growing up I was kind of sheltered and I was in college with a bunch of like black men and it was like I hadn't I grew up around white people and like it was just like,
oh, so
oh,
you
this
just
is a
excited to see
whole
a black person.
it was just a whole new world. It was like I don't have a curfew, I have a car, I have a job, I have money, like I can go do what I want and it was just like, oh, let's play boyfriend and girlfriend. That's
Let
what
me
people
ask you
do.
this, Because I see women date a lot of men that, in my opinion, I don't think they would be attracted to. But does it get to a point with a woman? I know you were young at this time, but I seem like you all be more willing to settle for somebody that you're not necessarily as attracted to, but they treat you nice and so forth. Like, do you think that play a part in why you all date maybe somebody you're not as attracted to, and you become more attracted to them because of their personality? You
I
know what I mean?
really don't know what I saw in him because there's certain people that I've dated that I'm like, oh, okay, I could
You
see
could put it
how.
together.
Yeah, I really don't know what I saw at all. I know we had like his friends were fun and my friends were fun and we all hung out a lot together. So I think it was like a friendship thing.
Right.
But no, as far as like dating now, like if I see a guy that's like super attractive, it does his personality still matters. Like his personality 110% still matters because it's just like I think I'm sweat. But I mean, you can't be like around here looking like a booger, obviously. Like, you
What a
know,
booger look like?
a booger to me is like just grooming. I like men who look clean. I like men whose nails are
So it's
clean.
not about
I
how you
like
look, really. It's how you how you take care of yourself.
like are your clothes ironed? Like you don't have like green stuff in your teeth. Like
So
your
that's just like hygiene and being nasty,
hygiene and
right?
stuff too. But also, I kind of want you to be in shape. Like you don't have to be like. I kind of like my man thick. I like a little thickness. Like you don't gotta have like abs or nothing. But like
Just
you
be a
know,
manly man. Have
I've
some.
I've been on a date with a guy who was sweating while he was eating a burger, and I was like, never, ever, 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 ever call me again. And he was like, and it was like sweat coming down his fucking face. And he was just like, "So what do you want to do after this?" And I
Wait,
was
wait,
like,
wait.
"Go
Why
to
was
the
it?
fucking gym. I want to die after this. I don't know what I want to do, but it ain't with you. Like, why are you sweating?" And you know,
Oh
restaurants
my
be cold as
god.
shit. Like the AC was on, and and I just I couldn't even eat. I was just
Why was he
so
sweating though?
I don't know, but he looked like a milk dud because he had a bald head and he was round and he was eating a burger
She is mean,
and he
bro.
was sweating, and I was just like, "This is disgusting."
Oh, you're terrible. I hope he don't see this.
I hope he does because he still looks the same and he probably still sweats, but he's married and I'm not. And you know, his wife, I'm sure his wife settled.
Oh, that's cold.
He's like,
Maybe she likes that. Some girls like
but
chunky
let me tell you
dudes.
this too. This particular person,
He wasn't attractive though.
he wasn't attractive. But I thought he had a great personality. And also we had met on a dating site. And then when we finally met, I think that was our first date. And I was like, "Oh, you didn't put all this in your profile
So he
picture."
didn't look like nothing how he
No,
saw.
he showed me a picture of him when he was like in his prime.
What? That's that.
Prime being 40 pounds lighter.
You should pay. You should give me another meal. I think it's like on site. Like it should be like if you don't look how you supposed to look, then you have to pay money to me for my next date to be free.
Well, not with you. You should pay for me and
No, that's what I'm
another
saying.
person.
That's what I'm talking about. You have to pay for me and another person I'm gonna go out because
Cause,
you lied about how your appearance is.
Cause you cat. This is a catfish ticket. Here
Yeah.
you go. You get a catfish
You
ticket.
get a catfish. Yeah, you have to like
Like
send me on.
I'm gonna call my friend. Like, hey girl, you want to go to dinner? I got a catfish voucher.
Exactly. Like to your special the restaurant you like. You know what I mean? That would be hilarious. But yeah, I just talked about that. I was talking about the Jay-Z and Beyonce conversation.
I mean, I think that like
Jay-Z looks
Beyonce.
like
I
a
think that
Ninja
Jay
Turtle.
Z is not. I don't think Jay Z's ugly.
Well, you told me the people you talked to before, so the way you kind of judge is not
First of
something
all,
probably the average person.
Beyonce doesn't think Jay Z's ugly.
Your girlfriend's
So,
probably like, girl, if you say, girl, I got a guy for you, they probably like, no, thank you.
but you know, I'm very aware of what other people like. If that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't think I do, and I don't judge men as much, but Jay Z looks like a Ninja Turtle, for sure.
but like,
You
first
see-
of all, his voice is attractive.
Really, he sounds like it
He's
sounds
like,
terrible. It's not even a man. It's not even like deep.
But I'm
Like
saying though, the way you gotta move when you move, like
that
I don't
sounds
know.
like a character on a cartoon.
I
Like,
mean,
it
it
sounds
does sound like
Scooby-Doo. Like so
a
characters
sheep a
supposed to
little
be-
bit. But,
Exactly. Like no. Well,
but
that's
I
just
like his
opinion.
voice. I like his swag. I like that he has real life
Swag.
experience.
Swag. That's it. That's what he has.
Financial literacy is so sexy to
He
me.
got there. Yeah, everybody needs to get there. But I'm not it sound like I'm tearing hating on Jay Z. I don't want to hate on him. Like, yeah, well, everybody
Barry
can get to
Brewer
that.
doesn't like billionaires.
I love billionaires. I just want to be realistic. Like, Jay Z looks like a Ninja Turtle.
But here's the thing, and this
And
is
that's okay.
this is what I'm learning though. Like, I know that there are gonna be girls that you meet who are more attractive than me, but I want you to be able to see the parts of me that you can't find anywhere else.
Mm. And
And
that's
those
just you
and
being
those
you.
and those aren't physical. And
No,
I want you to find those in me, and I want to find those in you.
that's respect.
And like, you know, it could be certain things that somebody may be like, oh, this person has this, and I'm like, I just think it's the cutest thing ever. And it's, it's just certain things about people. And so I think that's really what it is important. I think, and sometimes living in LA, people lose that,
Mm-hmm.
because I do think when I first moved here, I was like, oh my God, everybody's fucking pretty. And this is like super weird, because it's just like, oh, take me back to Chicago where I look like everybody else. But then it's like, you move here, and once you start hanging out with these people and you have conversations with these women, it's like, oh, you're not competition.
Exactly.
You're just a thing. Like,
Right.
I literally have been to clubs. I went to a nightclub in LA, and like some of my friends were there, and they're rich,
Mm-hmm.
millionaires, and they're famous. And like they got like hella bottles and bitches around, and like I'm walking around, me and my regular ass girlfriend, we just went to go listen to some live ass music, and they see me. I'm in there being regular. Like, I think I'm a very regular person. My personality is lit as fuck. I think I'm super dope, but I think I'm just like,
You are for sure.
I mean, I'm not even talking about like physically regular. I just don't try to be extra. I just feel like
Just
I'm,
let it fall what it
yeah.
is. Yeah.
And so I'm in there like listening to music, having a whiskey because that's what I like. And like
That's
my
such an
friend
old man
stands up
drink.
on the couch and he's like, "Yo, Brandy, come over." And so he calls me over and like he's like, "Sit down," and he like moves bitches out the way so me and my girlfriend can sit down. And he's like introducing me to all these people, and like these fucking these builder bitches. That's what I call them because they all got builder body bitches. So they all sitting up there just looking like at me like,
Who are
who
you?
is she? What does she
Right.
do? And I'm just like,
I have talent. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, exactly. And it's just like it's such
I
a
have substance.
it's cool. Once I feel like once you realize that, it's like all the other shit kind of goes away, because it's like, first of all,
Yeah.
I mean, and also I don't have money, but as soon as I get money, y'all hoes
You
gonna
do
be
have money.
sick.
Yeah, speak it.
Oh yeah, well I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's not. Oh
That's right. I
yeah,
do have
oh
money.
yeah, I do have money. It's just not.
You just in between
It's
blessings.
just inaccessible to me right now. But
Right. I haven't
I
accessed
know,
it
I
yet.
don't know. It's in a manifestation cloud
Hey,
somewhere.
I
So,
hey, I received that. That's respectable.
but it's
But
it's
this is what I want to say, and I'm glad that we have a platform. First of all, beauty leaves. Like no matter attractive, whatever, beauty leaves. Money is not of. Money is literally a tool. So when you allow those things to be the factor of what's important to you, you're setting yourself up for unhappiness. I just think at the end of the day, whether you're looking for somebody in a relationship, whether it be friendships, like those things all fade. I told this girl, I was telling my friend, I was like, listen, at the end of the day, you just want a real person, a real friend, a real person you could trust, even as a companion, because beauty leaves, sex even goes away. You know what I mean? You're gonna get old. You ain't want to be just humping on each other all day, and you're not gonna look that attractive. Everybody, no matter how beautiful you think you are, so you want to always try to just, I guess, have something of substance when whomever you want to spend time with or develop a relationship. You should look for substance, which is personality, which is the perspective they have on life. So regardless to what Beyonce think, I think of Jay Z. You know what I'm saying? If he has those qualities that she's like, after all of that goes away, when I'm not pretty no more, he's gonna love me for me and whatever, whatever. I think those are things that matter in the search of love or the search of companionship or friendship even.
Well, let me ask you this: when okay, so Omari Hardwick is one who gets Omari Hardwick from Power.
Mm-hmm.
He's one who gets backlash for his wife. He's married to a white woman,
Okay.
and
Oh, let's talk about
a
it.
lot of people are like, his wife is so regular and and especially like black women, like
Oh, they hate it.
they hate it, and he posts her and it's comments and all kind of stuff. But he's like, this is the person that's been with me since I was like, you know, not doing anything. And so I
That's a
guess
real
from
one.
a male perspective, what's your take on that?
What's my
Because
take on how she?
we talk about how, as a female, how I feel about Beyonce and Jay-Z. I feel like it's, you know you got to be happy on the inside. If that person makes you happy on the inside, you know what I'm saying? And then there's something too, like, it be some ugly niggas out here with like bomb ass like dick. So it's just like, I mean, you put a good personality with some good dick, and it's like, this is my nigga, like. um, so what do you think in
You are
terms of
funny.
like men who the outside world sees their wife or their spouse as like not as attractive as the man?
It's funny. Kevin Hart was talking about on his radio show about that. At the end of the day, it's not about what other people think. It's not about what other people see and what they believe of your situation. You're the one that has to go home with that person and spend forever with them, and in the moments that don't matter about other people's view of it. So I can care less as Omar should. You know, like he's with somebody who he knows is going to be with him through thick and thin. So when the money and the fame ever leaves, I know that I can depend on you to be here. So, and even for the racial scenario on it too, like you don't love had I believe love is blind. You know what I mean? If I like black women, but I've never dated outside my race. But at the end of the day, if I see somebody dating outside their race and that's who they found love with, that's who you found love with. Like I'm not like love don't see color. You know what I mean? Babies love like you put a group of different cultures together as babies, they're gonna play with each other. They're not going to see color. It's the ignorance that we grow to, this society that's, made us look at things like, oh, like you need to be with your own. And I'm gonna say this too. It's the guy, Dr. Kumar Johnson. You heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
Not Kumar, it's Umar, sorry.
Umar.
Dr. Umar Johnson says this. And he was like, basically, you're not helping basically progress your race, talking about black people, if you marry outside of your race. You know what I mean? And I could see how marrying within your race can help too. But you can't say somebody's not progressing the race just because they married outside their race. You have to look a little closer. What did they have to actually do? You know what I mean? Like, did they open up some facilities? Did they go into neighborhoods and like it's about your works. It's not just about the person you fall in love with.
Because other races could help other races progress.
People can help people. Like when we stop looking at it about race, a white person or a Chinese person can help a person. It's about helping people. It's not about like when you start like I think some pro-black people start to become racist, start to become the oppressor. They turn into them because you start to make it about color, and then everybody else stays in that place. You know what I mean? So like it's about mankind. Like if you can start to develop that perspective and love, I think that people can start to stop looking past your color. You know what I mean? Like
I think they do. I think like
or your gender.
Gender.
You know what I mean?
I still struggle with that. Like I ain't gonna tell. I real quick because we're gonna wrap it up soon. But I went into I was all me being the liberal, outspoken comedian that I am. I was like, yes, gender equality. We should share these bathrooms. Fuck it. Like I was
with the transgender people.
With anyone.
I'm saying
the
bathrooms, with that moment, with that conversation, that approach when they were
that approach was just like me on social media, me on stage, like bathrooms shouldn't be gender biased. We should be able to use any bathroom
until you see a man's stall.
Let me tell you, I was in New Orleans last August getting some catfish on Bourbon Street at like 2 p.m. Went into a bar, didn't know it was a gay bar till I saw all the rainbow flags, and I was like, it's a gay bar, but it's okay because I'm just here to get catfish. It didn't seem like a gay bar. It was like families in there eating. It was definitely not just like it was heterosexual people. It was kids in it. It was like a restaurant. Right. 2 p.m. Going to the bathroom to wash my hands. Always got to wash my hands before I eat. Going to the bathroom. On the way in, dude's following me. He's talking to me. He's cracking jokes. He's funny. He's a character. I'm into it. He follows me in the bathroom. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's weird.
Everything I had said was like, we should share bathrooms. I'm like, oh, we're sharing the bathroom. What? Okay.
Did they come to your head?
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's following me into the bathroom. And then I was like, oh, it's like literally a urinal and a stall. So I'm in there washing my hands, and he's still talking. He's just like, yeah, girl, da 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 da. And he's like a gay man, and he's laughing, and we hey girl, and we laughing. And then like I look in the mirror and like dead ass see his dick. And I was just like, I don't even think I washed the soap off my hands. I was like, and I'm done. And I just like left left the bathroom, like exit stage right. And I just went inside and I sat down and I was just shaking my head. My girlfriend's like, what's wrong? I was just like, remember that guy I just talked to? I just saw his dick. She's like, why? I was like, because he was in the bathroom peeing, and like I looked in the mirror and he was behind me and his dick was out. And I was like, I don't know. Why don't you go in the stall? Like, I get it. You don't have to shit, but like it's a stall there with a door, and I'm a woman, and I know that you don't like vagina, but like I don't want to see your dick. I don't even know you. Like, so now I feel like if they're gonna have they need to have stalls. Men have to pee in stalls. If you're gonna do that, you gotta pee in a stall.
No, you can't have it your way.
You can't pee. You gotta pee.
Have it all your way.
You can't pee on the wall. You gotta pee in the stall. You can't pee on the wall. You gotta pee in the stall.
Listen, that's the thing. That's why it should be different. It should be women's bathrooms, men's bathrooms, and I think we should install transgender bathrooms.
Ain't nobody paying for all that.
There was a conversation. We had a big conversation. I know this is going to go out to the world, but um, and in respect to all parties, like when a woman who was biologically born a woman decide they want to be a man, or vice versa, I just think that the reason why, just for what you said, the reason why women have their own stall, own bathroom than a man, because it makes people feel some type of way. It ain't for no other reason. You should have a own thing just because you saw a dick. Where I have to go in the bathroom and see that all day, every day. But I'm a man, so I don't think probably as much as you think about it. So I think in every gender, regardless to trans or male, female, is like, yeah, let them have their own, or a restroom where everybody can use. And when you walking in there what you're getting into, and you gotta accept whatever comes with it. You know what I mean? But I mean, this is just, it's getting crazy, man. Like, it's just like, I just think it's getting crazy. Like, nobody's like, I think that there's a certain level of ration that is just out the window. Like, people like, oh, well, some places like, you shouldn't be uncomfortable. Like, people are uncomfortable with what they don't know. It's just true. Like, I ain't gonna sit here and be apologetic for me being uncomfortable.
Right.
I'm not offended when a white woman from the suburbs come and see me. Like, just allow yourself to know me, but I'm not offended that you're uncomfortable.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't know me, and for us, I was a fan, and I learned this when I went to Dubai, and I was like, what we see of people with the Middle East with all of the Muslims and what they wear, and you're on the plane, and you see my man praying and doing his thing, and all you see on the news was them and the bad side of them.
Right.
You're nervous, you're
Right.
uncomfortable. Why? Because you only have a certain perspective of
Right.
them, and you've never gotten to know
'Cause
them.
that's what the
And so
news
when I went to
shows.
Dubai and I saw that this was their culture and that there were good people in the Muslim faith in the Middle East, I'm like, oh, okay, there's just bad people within that culture, within those religions.
And I mean, it's the same way for black people.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
But
So
I don't feel like transgenders have that reputation. It's not like these are bad. This specific group of people are bad
no, but I'm thinking
people.
like transgender people. The conversation was like first of all, if a man decides he wants to be a woman and then he starts to use the woman's stall, and I send my daughter with him, like this big muscle, obvious biological man that now identifies as a woman, is that respectable? Because I'm not ever trying to offend anybody, but then he goes in the bathroom and I'm sending my 9-year-old, my 8-year-old daughter in there. Like, is it wrong for me to feel uncomfortable or not want that? Because now he wants to identify as a woman. Like, that's the concept I'm talking about, just with people being offended that you're uncomfortable with that. Like, that ration, like, they're offended
Well, here, let me say this.
that you're uncomfortable with that.
So when they were going through the gay activist journey back in the 70s, they the big thing was like if a teacher was gay, they literally were trying to pass laws that said they couldn't teach because they thought the teachers were going to be like
Pedophiles, which is a
sleeping
totally
with.
different thing.
Well, I mean, is it though?
No, yes, I told my mom that. Yeah, mom.
I mean, because it sounds like you're like, well, it's a man, and he
No.
might, what is what?
That's what I'm trying
do
to tell
you
you.
just not want
It's
your
not the
daughter
fact
to
that
be confused?
This is what I'm saying. No, it has nothing. The point is, it really has nothing to do with him being transgender. It is the uncomfortability of a man being in the restroom with your daughter. That's period. As a father, I'm not. My brother's my like. There's a certain thing that you learn. You don't put your child in a predicament.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, and I mean I get that because you hear about like the men who like abduct little girls from Walmart, and you hear about things like that. And if a man who would abduct a girl from a Walmart parking lot was in a bathroom with a girl, some shit finna go down.
Yeah.
So I mean I get the fear as a
It's
parent.
a sensitivity around the whole thing because they're looking at it like, okay, well, there's transgender, and they're applying the transgender aspect to think that that's why that person feels uncomfortable, but that's not true. It's the fact that he was biologically a man. You know what I mean? Because if it's a woman biologically, or obviously, or think it's a woman, obviously, like then your comfortability is different. You know what I mean? Like you're different when you see a woman. Like you're just comfortable when you see certain things that you're used to or that's normal to you.
But here's the thing too. I think we're gonna have to get past all of this, and in some ways, whether you're comfortable or not comfortable with it, the same way people weren't comfortable with interracial dating, the same way they weren't comfortable with people being openly gay, the same way they weren't comfortable with just a lot of things. It's just like we're evolving, and it's like these things are gonna become normalized, and it's just you got to embrace it. And also, like, I mean, to even flip the script, and we're going to end after this, to flip the script, like, as uncomfortable as you are, just think about how many situations you've been in as a Black person where you couldn't change your skin color and you couldn't change who you are, and how people received and like vision and viewed you based on other negative things that they seen. I can't imagine the lives of these people. To have the courage to wake up as a man and put on a dress and put on makeup and put on a wig and walk down the street and be okay with the looks, the stares, the gossip, and all of those things. Like that's so heavy.
I imagine it is, and I think it's very unfortunate that they can't just be free in who they want to be. And let me just clarify this before we close, because I don't want my point to be misunderstood. My point was, you can be uncomfortable, but don't treat me less than. You can be uncomfortable, but don't treat me. So I don't ever want them to be treated less than or to be treated different because somebody. That's what I was speaking to. It's okay to be uncomfortable, but don't treat me a certain way. You
And
know
also,
what I'm saying?
I
You
think
can't just react to your feelings. That's all I'm saying.
And I think it's important too, because I've been in situations, not necessarily those, but I've been in situations where I've had to check myself because I felt uncomfortable in a situation I shouldn't have felt uncomfortable in, but that was because of my own ignorance and because of things that I've seen so much.
But can I speak to that? I don't think that you should feel bad how you feel. It's what you sometimes feel without thinking. That's why your brain is important. You process it and then you make a decision from there. Because we just spoke earlier about emotions. We made a lot of stupid choices within our own life out of our feelings. So sometimes you weren't thinking and you made a bad choice for yourself. So when it comes to transgender and how we treat them, it's okay if you feel uncomfortable, but then process it like you gave all that thoughts. Like, well, imagine the brave or that they came. Like, consider them. Consider if you were them and how would you want to be treated and how you would want somebody to respond and talk to you. I think if people just take the basis of let me treat people how I would want to be treated, regardless to what they are, I think we could be respectable. It's not at all about how you feel. It's okay to feel however you feel, but allow that process to happen in your brain and say, if I was this person, how would I want to be treated?
Right.
And that's all.
Just put out the energy you want to receive.
Yeah, exactly.
Always.
Exactly. And that's just at the end of the day. And I'm a parent, so at the end of the day, if somebody brings their little daughter around me, that's okay. But if I'm in a space with a little girl by myself, I just don't want anything I'm trying to get out of that. Or even with a little boy, last boy, like, because of what's transpired in history. So I'm not offended that a mother or a father, like, okay, just come over here. You know, I'm not offended at that.
You're aware.
I would do it.
You're aware.
Exactly. I'm not offended, even though I know I'm not who I am and I'm not a pedophile. I would understand. I'm just not that way.
And I'll say this, okay, and this is it. And I get that because there are times when I've seen kids roaming, and me as a woman, I feel completely okay walking up to this kid, taking their hand, and having a conversation with them.
Yes.
And I know that I can do that.
Because you're a woman.
Because I'm a woman.
Yes.
I'm non-threatening.
Yes.
I'm not intimidating.
Exactly.
I know that I could do these things.
That's great.
Because I've definitely done. And when their parents walk up, they're like, "Oh, thank you."
Right. But imagine it's me.
Yeah.
A man with like, come here, little girl. I'm trying to help her. It just looks weird.
Right.
I had a joke like that, bro. Like, I had a joke about me showing my son. Well, you can interact with other parents with kids when you have your kid. But if you interact that same way with no child, you're looking weird. They're looking at you, bro, like, get away from my child.
Right.
But if you have a child, it gives you a credibility like you're safe.
And not to compare children to dogs, but it's the same way. Like, if you play with a dog too long and you don't have a dog there, and you just like, oh, the dog. They're like, okay, well, we finna keep walking, weirdo. Like, this is my...
You're a weirdo.
Yeah.
But if you tell them you have a dog and it looks just like that dog, they'll be a little more open to you playing with
Y'all can play for 5 minutes. Okay. Yo, this was dope. We talked about so much stuff.
We did. It was
and
dope.
I love that, you know, it all spawned from a crazy story. And then we got deep and we went into some social issues and like some internal issues and growth. And
Yes.
Like, okay, so what are you working on? Like, we're gonna just...
we waiting for the second season.
You got a second
Not
season?
Yet. Don't get too excited.
I shit my pants.
We're confident.
Hi, guys.
We're confident that we'll have a second season.
Yeah, you fucking will.
We're confident.
No. What'd you tell me earlier? You have a second season.
We're receiving a second
season.
We're
receiving a second
and
season.
a bigger role and bigger opportunity.
Yes, we getting spinoffs.
Yeah, so we're working on that. We still pushing a stand-up special. We're doing a tour with the whole crew is stupid with my sketch.
Yes.
So all of July and August we'll be doing that. So follow me online, Barry Brewer Jr. On IG and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And man, I'm gonna be hopefully doing a podcast and having you on my podcast. And we're gonna do this exactly again. So thank you again for having me.
No, like, thank you. It was great. And I told him, I was like, you got to give me a time because me and Barry like to talk. Me
All
and
day.
Barry will talk and talk and talk.
Yeah,
But
about
like,
good stuff though.
yeah, good stuff. Follow him definitely. He has motivational Mondays, and sometimes you don't know that you need it until you see it, and then it's just
Wow.
like Barry there, and he's just saying things, and I'm just like, oh my god, thank you so much. As I'm like throwing my snot rags down, he's right. I am supreme. Ah,
I am
so,
supreme.
yeah.
Hey, briefly before we go, I know we got to go, but yeah, Motivational Mondays is definitely that, man, because we go through a lot of stuff, especially in life in every way. And church is the place I used to be inspired and motivated with my mentor. But Motivational Mondays is literally trying to speak to myself and to the world about just staying the course, staying after it, never giving up. And sometimes you need somebody to say, hey, it's all right. You can make it. Life will bring you to that point. And no matter what your status is, what your money is, what you're doing in the world, like you'll need somebody to encourage you sometimes. And sometimes you got to encourage yourself to say, I can get through this. You know what I mean? And I'm just all about that. That's in essence what I believe I'm here for.
So
So, yeah.
follow him for that as well. Like that's really
Yes,
great.
please do, man. And we just trying to do a movement. We trying to be, the world's so negative. We trying to do an inspirational,
Push
positive
people.
movement.
Push people.
Let's do that, man. Let's stop being so negative and just continue to push forward this positivity on every spectrum.
Right. You are your own universe.
Man, that's deep.
I love it.
You
That's
said a
what
word
that's
earlier. I gotta go research the source.
endeavors.
No, not endeavors. You said something else. You said it like so natural. It wasn't.
I said enthralled.
Enthralled.
Okay.
Even though
That's the word of the day, guys.
enthralled.
Enthralled. Okay. I hope you guys were enthralled with this podcast. Keep listening. You can follow me, LOL Brandi Denise. And thank you so much.
Yes, peace.
Bye.